The NBA All-Star Weekend is the centerpiece of the basketball calendar every February, but the three-day celebration has lost a lot of viewers and almost all of its charm these last few years. Unfortunately for fans, the NBA All-Star just keeps getting worse. The Slam Dunk Contest is probably one of the crown jewels of the league's extended holiday, but now when we watch it, we almost fall asleep, mostly thanks to LeBron James not being there. This once great contest is now on the verge of extinction, and the All-Star game itself has turned into nothing more than 48 minutes of potential SportsCenter highlights.
Again, an assist for James, and the setup succeeds with John Wall.
This year was probably one of the worst All-Stars ever, with both fans and players hating it. And let's be honest, the whole weekend was a mess. The three-point contest included players who were barely even sharpshooters. The dunk contest was full of players that almost nobody knew. And to put the cherry on top, the teams weren't known until the moment before the event when a live selection was held, making it an uncompetitive mess. They also made sure that reserves were picked first, so that nobody felt left out. It was all a massive snooze. Sadly, one part of this problem can't be fixed, and we've seen it so many times before. The elite players in a league don't want to compete in a mid-season exhibition game since they're not willing to put their season on the line.
4 quarters, but by winning the fourth, it's $300,000 for Thurgood Marshall College Fund, and they have done very well.
There are a few ways that they can improve this, though. For example, they should go back to East versus West. The East versus West beef is frozen in time, and it reached its peak in the 90s. But this doesn't mean we should just ignore the fact that there are two conferences in basketball. This whole experiment of drafting players and blending everyone together has no consistency from year to year, and absolutely no reason for anyone to be compelled. We love seeing players who were feuding all year long come together, well, forced together during the All-Star break. Seeing Isaiah Thomas being forced to pass to MJ, or both Patrick Ewing and Shaq calling for the ball in the paint was spectacular. Every possession had an undercurrent behind it, but overall they wanted to represent something over nothing. Now, on the other hand, everything seems pointless. All-Star drafting might as well be business networking for future teammates. 30 years ago, the game went into overtime. The West won by 3 points. Each and every one was used in rotation and plays that actually made sense. The ball was shared by the All-Stars. Now, in 2023, Team Giannis shot 123 times, and Jason Tatum jacked up 35 shots on his own. Another problem we see, and another reason why the NBA All-Star keeps getting worse, is fan voting. Nobody cares. We know that the entire point of fan voting was to get fans involved and manufacture investment from them, but no one really cares. Voting doesn't mean people are actually watching the game, and people are idiots. Some fan bases will turn into Pokemon fans. They will rally around voting and stuff the ballots. This in turn forces the weird weighting systems to play a role to add in player, media, and coach voting. Why would they bend over backwards for a rigged system that no one even cares about? The All-Star game should solely get picked by players, coaches, and executives. We're not saying they have a sixth sense that we normies don't have. But it's much easier and a bit more fun to direct your anger towards someone higher up when you don't agree with something. Now, when a player is snubbed as an all-star player, the first answer always is they didn't get enough votes. We need back the drama of feeling like the league had the final say, and certain players were kept out for other reasons, so that we, as fans, have something else to talk about before the game. So here is one of the reasons I personally find that the NBA All-Star game is getting worse and worse. There's nothing on the line.
Sure. Dirk, you remember your first as Curry puts up another three. Here we go, video game.
There were zero stakes when it comes to every All-Star game. It's been suggested that home court advantage in the finals would be a great idea, almost like the MLB used to. But I get the arguments that this process would undermine a team's work all season long. However, we should turn this into something. Charity is the first go-to idea. Another great idea is to discount the winning team's merch on NBA Shop for a week or two after the game. And the MVP gets X amount of money to donate to his charity of choice. Give something back back to the fans and get them invested again. Discounted jerseys, hats, and shirts might be the best option. Everyone cares when there's something on the line. Just imagine your team winning and you're rocking that LeBron jersey that you got for half off, or that Giannis shirt because your team worked so hard to secure that victory. This will make the players heroes to the fans and keep us invested. Now, if they really want to make a good change for the next All-Star weekend, they should change the Shooting Stars competition to a 3-on-3 tournament. Okay, we should commend the NBA for including the WNBA in their All-Star weekend festivities. However, relegating some of the best female players in the world.
A great weekend in Chicago. Excited to get this 2022 WNBA All-Star Game underway.
To the mediocre Shooting Star contest almost felt like an afterthought. The current structure of the Shooting Stars competition works great. 4 teams with 3 players, 1 WNBA star, 1 NBA star, and 1 former NBA legend. Changing this event to a single elimination 3 versus 3 tournament will make this event massively more enjoyable. For example, we won't see former Hawks guard Steve Smith shoot a 3-pointer from an already determined spot. No, we will get to see him in a half-court set doing battles against the likes of Dennis Scott, Kenny Smith, and Allen Houston. This change would liven up a contest that is currently a half-hearted appetizer. But what do you think? Is this a smart change, or should they stick to the current Shooting Star event? Now, if you think the stakes aren't high enough and a cut to a jersey's cost isn't incentive enough, what about a winner-takes-all $2 million prize pool? Maybe throw a few cars into the mix.
Listen to Miami Heat, these 2-time champions winning together, but never gets dull watching Dwayne Wade to LeBron James.
Most of the recent All-Star games have the same formula. Almost no defense for the first 43 minutes, followed by a playoff-like intensity for the final 5 if the score is close. In its current state, the exhibition does a disservice to the league. It's almost as embarrassing as the NFL Pro Bowl. The All-Star game bears only a slight resemblance to a typical NBA matchup, and usually we forget the results in a couple of days.
My Lord, anytime you get AI off of his seat cheering, you know that was a great play.
Money can change all of this. The NBA should up the ante for the players. The victors get $2 million smackaroos that will be split between the players and coaches. And since there were Kia Optimas all over during the All-Star weekend, they should pull an Oprah and just give out cars like they are sweets. Give each player on the team a car. You can say what you want, but it is a massive shame that a league that is full of multi-million-dollar players had to resort to such tactics. 2 years ago, players on the winning All-Star team earned $35,000. Now, if you're at the right party down in Orlando, you won't even be able to buy a single shot of tequila with that money. So to really get the players invested in the game, they should have a better incentive. At least that's what we think. What are your thoughts, though? Why do you think the NBA All-Star keeps getting worse? And how can they fix this? Let us know in the comments, and we'll see you next time.